back to another episode of the Fuzzy Pod. My name's Madi.
And I'm Megan, and we're so glad you're here. Here on the Fuzzy Pod, we love to talk about all things nostalgia. Speaking of nostalgia, Madi and I just saw the Wonka movie, so we were here ranting about why do they keep making all of these remakes. But honestly, you had seen it already. It was my first time seeing it. You have the movie pass, so she was like, I might as well go again. But I thought it was super whimsical and a lot more heartfelt than I expected.
Yeah. I've come to the conclusion that the only iteration of that movie or that book to movie is the Johnny Depp version. The Tim Burton version.
That's the one you like the most?
No, that I don't like. And it's tainted my view of
I was about
the
to say,
story.
I was like, that's a hot take.
No.
That's a
I'm saying it's tainted my view of the other version.
Gotcha. You know what? I haven't seen the Johnny Depp version in a very, very long time.
To be fair, neither have I, but I just remember it was like one of those movies. There's two things I remember. One, I feel like I felt icky after I watched it.
Please.
And two, I remember his backstory being that his dad was a dentist.
What?
That Willy Wonka's dad was a dentist and he wouldn't let him eat candy.
And that's why he became obsessed?
Headgear, and that's why he became obsessed with candy.
I don't remember that at all. That's such a funny backstory to give. I don't think that was from the book at all.
Oh,
at least from my memories. Why do we keep making remakes, though, is the real question.
We need to stop.
My only qualm with the movie was a few songs, had some weird rhymes.
But that's kind of like the point of Willy Wonka.
No, they try to rhyme other with bother. That doesn't rhyme. Does it? Bother? Other?
Yeah, but he says words weird.
But when he sang it, he didn't make it say it quirky. Also, they rhymed sad and bad, and I was like, okay.
It's a children's movie, Megan.
I'm just saying,
it's made for children.
Of the best people, probably working on this film and writing these songs, the best of the best.
Then are they the best of the best?
If sad with bad? I guess we're running out of rhymes, okay?
I don't know. You get creative with your rhymes sometimes.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying I'm not one to stretch. I'm just saying if you have the budget and you have a team of people, how did this get approved, It's giving rhyming island with island, Anyways, that's a whole other rant for another day. But we're not here to talk about remakes. Maybe at some point we should compare a couple of remakes from.
That could be fun, but I was also thinking, I guess this kind of ties into our theme today because of the lovely, lovely Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet. Also known as a heartthrob, which is what we're going to be talking about today. The teenage crushes that we had, our first childhood crushes. It's the month of February. It's the month of love.
We're going to talk about our celeb crushes and what happened to all those teen heartthrobs. It felt like that was such an era.
Yeah, it feels like it's been a while since we've had official heartthrobs, the new it guys.
Yeah.
And right now, of course, Jacob Elordi. Elordi?
I don't care. That's where I'm gonna. That's all I'm gonna say.
I can't remember if I corrected it from the last time I said it.
Elordi.
I think it's Elordi.
I say Elordi, but I don't know if that's
or
right.
Elordi. Oh gosh,
Mans has
but
great
having
fashion.
Having a moment.
He has great fashion.
Yes.
But I'm not buying into the hype.
Okay. Now, I saw someone talking about this on TikTok, and it was funny to see on my FYP because Cooper and I actually had the exact same discussion recently. So I'm like, other people seem to, connect to this phenomenon is where I'm getting at. But there are some people that are so good looking that they're no longer attractive. They're not, what am I trying to say? Henry Cavill is a beautiful, beautiful person.
Okay.
But I'm not that's a celebrity crush.
Okay.
Does that make there's this level of
he's
so
too attractive.
Yeah, they're just so good looking and it's beautiful and you appreciate the art.
It's like a statue.
Yes. But you're not oh my gosh, yes, that's my celeb crush or I'm attracted to them.
Yeah.
Margot Robbie.
And you feel that way about Jacob Elordi?
I'm saying I wonder if he's almost kind of teetering on that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
No, I don't feel that way about him.
No? You don't think he's like a specimen?
No.
She said no.
I thought where I thought you were going with that was a TikTok that I think you sent me or I sent you. I don't remember at this point, where it was just saying that he's too he feels too long, like he's too tall. Like he's not tall, he's long.
It was just someone ranting, like some guy was like, he keeps getting casted and everything. He's so long. And I just thought that was funny, especially me standing at 5'1". I was like, the concept of being too long for television is funny.
It's just too much.
Why is it so fun to say television? That's like an old person thing to say. I've been saying it lately.
It is a little. Is that like your new thing? Your new personality trait?
Yeah,
it's like calling it television instead of TV.
The television. I saw the long man on the television.
Grandma,
Grandma,
what are you watching? Someone monitor Grandma's TV. Put the parental controls on there.
I'm crying. Anyways, but the Heartthrob is back.
It is.
Jacob
Elordi.
Elordi. Who is he?
Who is he? Timothy
Chalamet having a moment. Barry Keoghan.
Yeah. Jeremy Allen White's too old. Not old, but you know what I mean? Like he's
not
not like
Heartthrob.
Yeah, he's not like teen, but he is like with that Calvin Klein ad was getting some people.
Yeah.
Who else?
Those are kind of like the main ones that I feel like
the main boys
we're seeing everywhere. But we're gonna take it back in time, okay? And we're gonna talk about some of the teen heartthrobs of our era.
But before we jump into our teenage heartthrob first celeb crushes, we actually asked you guys what your first celeb crush like memory is, and so I think we're gonna read some of those and see if we relate.
Okay, so we're gonna start off strong with a submission that we got a lot of, and that is Zac Efron.
Amen.
We got so many different versions of this. It says the one and only Zac Efron. We got Zac Efron, duh. We got Zac Efron with a little emoji like covering the mouth, like hee 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 and blushing.
Definitely was and still is Zac Efron.
Definitely wasn't. I didn't see that one. Oh my gosh. Literally so many different people said Zac Efron. And honestly, I get it. It makes sense.
Someone also said Troy, aka Zac Efron.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to get at. That's literally when we were all like made aware of him, was like, this casual decom was coming out in 2006 and we had no idea.
It was going to change the rest of our lives.
It really was. It was seriously. We all were going to come back to school the next day and be like, oh my gosh, who is this gorgeous man? And then, talk about being like a heartthrob. Like that man was everywhere after that.
He really was. I will say peak Zac Efron when I was a kid was 17 again for sure.
I had this discussion recently with someone and I think I have to agree.
Beep beep with the little car when he comes to school next day.
That was when I was in my peak Zac Efron crush, was that era of Zac Efron. Whatever he was doing with his hair during that time, like you said, the leather jacket. And that scene of him putting it on.
Yeah, it just was everything.
And there's that song playing in the background. I can't think of what it's called right now. And he's like, picture yourself in a little room.
Oh my gosh. Whoo!
Madi's like, whew, whew.
Wait, how old was he?
I think he was of age then. I don't think he was actually 17 again. Just to make you feel better. I think he was like 19 at least, or 20, or maybe more years added
like
to that.
This was young Madi feeling this way, not current Madi. Just want to preface that.
Totally. I understand that, but it's good to clarify as we're talking about our previous childhood crushes.
So next up, we have a Jesse McCartney.
Whew!
Which that one.
I don't want another pretty face.
No, I don't want just anyone to hold.
You and your beautiful soul. Man, they really played a ton of Jesse McCartney, like, music videos on Disney Channel.
They really did, yeah.
Like, I was just thinking about the fact that, because we had just had the Radio Disney episode come out recently.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about how they used to play my music videos on Disney Channel during commercial breaks, and how I was always, like, Disney adjacent, but never on a show. And I forget that, like, Jesse McCartney was also that. Like,
you were Jesse McCartney.
I was Jesse McCartney. He was, like, Disney adjacent, but, like, never was, like, maybe guest starred.
He guest starred on shows,
wasn't,
for
like,
sure.
had a TV show on Disney.
Yeah, he didn't have his own show, though.
but fire songs. I get it. The vocals were swoon-worthy. Bless you.
I'm so sorry. I tried with everything in me to hold that back. Suppress myself.
I'm going to loop these next two because everyone had some kind of awakening when High School Musical came out. And we had Ashley Tisdale and Vanessa Hudgens, specifically Vanessa Hudgens in High School Musical. So High School Musical really just...
It shook a lot of worlds.
It really did.
It shook a lot of worlds. And I mean, they had... we didn't get any submissions for this, and I didn't put him on our list, but Corbin Bleu.
Corbin Bleu, yes. Another heartthrob.
Yeah. Wow. They served it up to us. They said, here you go.
Yeah, here you go. The easy. Boom. Done.
Tasty, tasty, tasty.
Eat it up.
Oh my goodness. Gordo from Lizzie McGuire.
Oh, you know what? Underappreciated. It's a little more niche.
I love that.
You're just like, you know what? Everyone's talking about Ethan. It's Gordo for me.
Yeah, it's Gordo for me.
Where's Gordo now? What's
Where
that
is
actor's
Gordo
name?
now?
Sorry to that man. We're saying all the Teen Heartthrobs names wrong. Although, Gordo wasn't a Teen Heartthrob, so I like this as a celeb crush for a celeb crush. More niche.
They liked the down to earth,
Yeah.
They're like, Gordo, he knows, he's just a chill guy.
He's just a chill guy, which leads into the next one. Kevin Jonas. Yeah. Not Nick, not Joe, which we did get Nick and Joe.
Of course we got Nick and Joe.
In all three of them, for some. But but Kevin Jonas was a specific submission, and I was like, okay, go off. Pop off. For celeb crush, Kevin, I get it, the sideburns. Was it the sideburns or the scarf? They honestly did Kevin dirty with some of his wardrobe, I feel like, early on.
The scarves?
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, all of their wardrobe was kind of the best.
Oh, the best. I guess it was the era, though.
It was the era, yeah.
Because, I don't know, I feel like a vest are kind of coming back.
A vest with, no shirt under.
Yeah. They were doing the layers.
They were wearing, t-shirt and vest.
With scarf and fedora.
White t-shirt and vest with fedora, or, gray t-shirt, black vest, striped.
Yeah.
It's in my brain. It's burned in my brain. Fedora, scarf. It was a look.
Jonas Brothers weren't my first celeb crush, and not yours either, but they were definitely, one of my earlier ones.
For sure.
And do you remember, this is so, 13-year-old girl, Tina Belcher adjacent, but we got, the tour book, and we were looking through the photos, and they had, this black and white shot of, their backs, and they're facing the audience. So you see, the back of them, and, their hands are up, and they're all together, posing at the end of a show. And obviously, it's, just, a cool shot, look at them performing for all these people. What were you and I looking at? Their tight black pants in their butt. And you know what? 15 years later, a lot hasn't changed because according to the TikToks I've seen, people are not just looking at the back, but
their pants have gotten okay. I am only slightly ashamed that I'm on the side of TikTok, but I am on the side of TikTok. And listen. Do I show my husband the video so I don't feel guilty and weird that I watched them? Yes. But I am on the side of TikTok where it's Jonas Brothers tight pants, specifically Nick and Joe.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I swear to you, with each video I see,
they're getting
their
tighter.
Pants are getting tighter and tighter. And I'm like, this is becoming a health concern at this point.
Yeah, let it breathe. I do think that their stylist, I saw a theory that the stylist was doing it on purpose to distract from all the messy stuff going on in the media at the time with the divorce and everything. And they're like, you know what?
That's
we'll
a
distract
conspiracy
them with
theory.
Super tight pants.
Yeah, that's a conspiracy theory that I'm willing to get behind.
Right? Yeah, I could see
it. Well, honestly, I wonder if it was maybe not the stylist's idea, but someone on their team was like, listen, let's get them talking about the little Jonases.
Let's remind them why they are here, okay? Let's remind them.
That's not why I'm there.
Sorry. Let's remind some of them why they are here. Let's remind them the, awakenings they probably had at 13,
Let's
12
take them
again.
back to the feelings that they felt when they were 13.
Exactly.
But how do we do that
them
now
with white
that
foam?
Yeah. But now how do we do that they're adults?
Yeah. Tight pants. Okay, we gotta
I got
go on
my
because
type.
otherwise it's gonna be a Jonas Brothers rant.
Not another one.
I got my tight pants on.
This one says Legolas.
Legolas, hey!
Little Orlando Bloom.
Is it me? Was that the one that I kind of liked, the daddy?
Oh yeah. We liked the
Sandra.
zaddy. But that was he was in
I like Legolas's daddy. I get it.
we get it. Those
What is
elves.
it? It's something about elves.
Because they're like beautiful.
They're gorgeous.
They're just stunning.
They're literally like so. Yeah, I'm like
Their hair,
okay.
their skin, they
It's
glow.
glowing. And they're like what, 7 feet tall?
We need like, I don't know.
I would be the little halfling to the elf, you know?
Oh. Call me your little halfling.
I'll be your little halfling bard. I'll sing to you. Show me what you can do with that bow and arrow.
Don't they like ride like moose?
Yeah, like
Meese?
I think the Thandril does.
Mooses?
They ride elk or something.
Elk.
Maybe
Maybe it's elk.
elk or moose. One of the two. It's been a while since I've watched a Hobbit movie or Lord of the Rings, and
They're
I
good.
mean, you got
I
plans
mean
this
the Lord of the
weekend?
Rings. No.
But
I
I don't
watched
wanna
the
be
first
doing that,
one
she says.
already
Okay.
of Lord of the Rings. So if you're ready to move on to the second.
Honestly, yeah.
Okay.
I've
Alright,
watched
I'm
the
ready.
first one within the last year and a half, so I think I'm good.
Ted did get mad at me, aka my husband, because I was watching it while I was like baking, and he's like, "Ugh, you can't just watch this on your iPad."
It's like you gotta have a real cinematic experience.
And I was like, bro, I've been asking you for a year now to do like a marathon with me and like watch them, but you haven't. So now I'm gonna watch it on my iPad while I bake cookies. Sorry.
For some reason, we had like The Hobbit on DVD, and it was just in my Jeep for like 5 years.
It was in there for like 5 years, yeah.
And
So we
so-
just watch it.
we would just like listen. I would like listen to it while I like, would
Yeah,
drive,
and
then
I would watch it.
Yeah, I'm like, I can quote this movie. There's one time we were driving to Vegas from LA and we got stuck in traffic and
Just watch The Hobbit.
we just watched, we literally put The Hobbit on and just like.
Which my husband refuses to watch The Hobbit with me because he says it's trash.
Moving on. Jake Ryan from Hannah Montana.
Heck yeah.
I kind of forgot about this, but that was totally a moment. I would consider Cody Lindley. Was that the actor's name, right? That
That
played
sounds
Jake
familiar,
Ryan?
yeah.
A teen heartthrob, right?
Oh,
at the time?
definitely, yeah.
On all the J14 Tiger Beats of the time.
That's what we should do. We should pull out the old magazines.
Oh my gosh.
That's
you
a thought.
see what teen heartthrobs they have? I love that.
This next one says Mike Vitar, aka Benny the Jet Rodriguez from The Sandlot.
I think I know which character they're talking about, but confession, I have never seen The Sandlot. Have you?
Second confession, I have never seen The Sandlot. I think I've seen bits and pieces of it.
Same.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm aware of it and like the character is like enough to know like which one Benny is and can like picture him. So like, but
Don't come for my throat.
yeah.
Should we watch?
We don't
maybe
know.
we should watch
We
that.
should watch that. But I feel like it's one of those things. It's
It's like
It's
nostalgic.
only nostalgic.
Yeah.
and like, is it good? I
Okay,
don't
hang
know.
on. 65% Rotten Tomatoes.
That's not bad.
It's not terrible.
No, I've watched movies with much lower ratings and enjoyed myself.
Yeah, 65% tomato meter, 89% audience score.
89%. Okay, that's
But
gotta
that's
be
like
a lot of
nostalgia.
Yeah,
that's nostalgia.
okay. We'll report back if we ever watch The Sandlot. We got a JT in here. Oh no, a JTT. That's different.
Oh, that is very
the
different.
extra T is a big difference. Not Justin Timberlake. We got a JTT, which is a Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Heck yeah.
That
We're
was
going to be
a
talking about him.
That was a huge one of the 90s. I feel like even I like loosely like seeing that on like my grandma's TV was like, oh, he's cute. But
Mhm.
I don't think
He was never like my obsession.
Yeah.
But he was a moment. For
Yeah.
sure. Okay, this next one, I think a lot of us can relate to, minus Megan, is Peter Pan from the 2003 live action. Amen, sister.
No.
Or brother.
Amen, whoever. No, that was like, that was such a huge one. And then like, I don't remember seeing them in anything else.
No. And I should have looked this up before, but like, I don't know what happened to that actor.
Yeah. I don't know. You
I
go,
don't even know that actor's name.
Yeah, he just
Jeremy
is Peter Pan.
Sumpter.
Jeremy Sumpter, where are you now?
Oh, he's still?
Still acting?
He was in Soul Surfer in 2011.
I mean, that was kind of a long time ago now.
I don't want to talk about that.
2011.
He was in a movie in 2019.
Okay.
That's more recent.
Okay, yeah.
I think he's still kind of acting.
Love to see it.
Don't know what it was. Oh, he's on TikTok. Oh, you better believe your bottom dollar he talks about his Peter Pan-ness.
Oh my gosh.
Something about him revealing a solo nipple in that movie.
Really good. It changed me. No, that was a huge one, but kind of niche for a lot of people. And I never saw that movie. I never watched that movie.
How did I see it and you didn't?
My take is I must have just been a few years.
You were 10.
It
came out in 2003.
Okay. Then why the heck, like...
I don't know why you didn't see it.
I feel like I know more people, like, friends that are your age. Like, are
but you're to me, like, 10 is the demographic. Like, I don't think you were too old.
Yeah, then I don't know. I wasn't saying I was even too old. I just don't know why, like... But I do specifically remember the trailer and thinking he was so cute.
Okay.
Tell
me how this movie has a 77% tomato meter.
Okay.
And a 74% audience score.
I've never seen an audience score lower. Well, that's not entirely true, but...
Oh, I'm crying.
I'm surprised it's not 100% for everyone going in there and being like, this movie was my... awakening.
I'm crying.
I knew I was into Peter Pan. I just had a realization when you showed me the photo of Peter Pan live action actor Jeremy Sumpter, who we just learned his name. He looks like Cooper did a little bit when he was a kid. My spouse. That's kind of crazy. They look very similar as kids.
Yeah, he was born in 1989. I was going to see if Cooper could have played that role, but
Cooper would have been a little too. Wait, young or old? Cooper would have been too old. Cooper was born in 90. That kid was born in 99?
89.
Oh, 89. I was like, he would have been 4. I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
Jeez.
No, yeah, Cooper would have been only like 8 at that time that movie came out. So
okay, I'm just starting to think that just all white boys with like semi-blonde hair and green eyes probably all look the same because this looks nothing like Cooper.
That's him now?
Yeah.
They don't look anything alike
and
now.
They just all look the same is what I'm learning.
As kids?
Yeah.
No, literally Cooper gets compared to so many like white male celebrities all the time. And he goes, is it just because we're dudes with the same color hair? Is that why you think I'm Mr. Beast?
I mean, fair.
Okay, here's another one. For celeb crush, Natalie Portman. And the person that sent this, I know who they are, and I know that it's the Natalie Portman from Star Wars specifically.
The Battle of Gianni. What is it?
I thought this was anonymous.
It's anonymous! Maddie's rolling her eyes because this is her husband. He's no longer anonymous.
Putting him on blast. Only the things that he submits are not anonymous.
You know what's
everyone else is safe.
I'm not trying to call you out because it's funny, but it's just like 2 seconds ago you and I were like Jonas Brothers and their tight pants. And then he's like, I had a crush on Natalie Portman once, and you're like, oh. And I'm like, that's so real, honestly.
Hey, it's because men. Whose side are you on?
Whose side are you on? Okay, Maddie.
Where are my ladies at to support me?
Who else do you have in here?
So our last 2 here are Hilary Duff and Jessica Alba, which...
You know what?
Fair.
Hilary Duff wasn't a celebrity crush in the sense that, like, oh my gosh, attraction. Because unfortunately, I just like men, but
she is iconic.
Hilary Duff is an icon, and I looked up to her so much, and I wanted to be her.
Same.
I don't want to be with her. I wanted to be her.
Which is why we're going to do a whole episode on her soon.
Which is, yeah, literally, we're going to do a Hilary Duff deep dive this year because queen.
All right, Megan, should we jump into our list?
Let's get into it. All right, so we mentioned a lot of Teen Heartthrobs already, but there were still a few that we think we need to mention. We need to bring some attention to that you did not mention. Starting with Chad Michael Murray. That's one of Maddie's big ones. Is that still a celeb crush for you?
No. No.
But back in the day,
Back in the day, Cinderella story. He was also, I didn't watch this growing up, but he was also in Gilmore Girls for a hot second.
Yeah.
So most people are like obsessed with him because of One Tree Hill. But for me, it was Cinderella story. Because I did not watch One Tree Hill. But yes, that man. Waiting for you is like waiting for rain in this storm. Or in this
in
drought.
this drought. Just
Please.
like in this storm.
Rain in this drought. Pointless and disappointing.
The most iconic line ever. I love that movie, but I was
Freaky
never
Friday! I totally forgot he's in Freaky Friday
because he has
too.
a totally different
'Cause
look
he
with the
looks
long
completely
hair.
different.
He's like the longer hair slicked back. His vibe is totally
Yes.
different, less like
He's
clean boy
dynamic.
aesthetic or whatever. Yeah, he's
He can do it
dynamic.
all.
He's a little more grunge in that one, I would
He
say.
is grunge. Not him being in love with the mom.
I forgot.
Oh my god.
He has a motorcycle.
Yeah, he has a motorcycle. He's a bad boy.
That wasn't one for me though.
Also, maybe I just liked him because Hilary Duff did, and I was like, in Cinderella story. So I was like, oh my gosh.
That's fair. That's fair. I think I was just more into brunettes at the time is what I'm noticing because for some reason, Chad Michael Murray wasn't a heartthrob on my list. But you know who was? And for you too.
Oh, our first celeb crush. Are we gonna
Our
start? Are we
first
gonna
celeb
go there?
crush.
Okay.
I think we should just go ahead and get into who our first celeb crush is because I kind of forgot and just relearned today that we both shared the same one, but like
But for
at
different
different
reasons.
times in different movies. And that was Josh Hutcherson.
Hmm.
I first started developing a little like celeb crush on Josh Hutcherson when he was in a movie called Firehouse Dog. I literally
Excellent film.
don't remember what it's about. It's about a dog that's a firehouse dog.
Yeah.
And I don't know how the kid's involved because he's obviously not a firefighter, but maybe
his father.
father is. I don't remember the premise of it, but I do remember that I wanted to rewatch it because I was like, he's cute.
You're like, ooh, I like this movie.
And then I was like,
like,
what else is he in? And then I found out he was in Little Manhattan, which was such a cute movie. It was sweet from what I remember. And then, of course, the movie that got your attention.
Bridge to Terabithia.
Also just ripped hearts out.
Yeah.
But that was
Mhm.
the movie where I was like, oh, yeah, I have a crush on Josh Hutcherson. But
Yep.
he became more of a teen heartthrob later on, even though we all had like schoolgirl crushes when he was younger. But by the time Hunger Games came around,
He was full on Teen Heartthrob.
yeah. Full-blown heartthrob at that point.
Yeah.
And his heartthrob era. And it was just interesting because he was rocking the blonde. You know? I was more
We
into
weren't there for the
brunettes.
blonde, but he had to do it for the character. We understood that he had to do it for the character. Peter Malark.
The craziest part, though, is when I was crushing on Josh Hutcherson, at the same time, states away, my future husband would be living at the same apartment complex as him and
Nudge
Casually-
and elbows.
playing basketball with him, you know, weekly or whatever as kids. And I'm like, that is hilarious. So I just always thought that was so funny. I was like, oh my gosh, what, you were so close to all my celeb crushes. But I didn't
Shoulda,
know
coulda,
that
woulda.
my forever crush was right there the whole time.
Boo.
Ew.
Remember that one time we thought we saw him on his motorcycle in LA and we low-key followed him?
No? That's so funny.
We
course
didn't
I would
actually.
do
We
that.
were just
Yeah,
going
yeah.
in the same direction.
So, like,
and we were
let's-
like, oh.
Keep paying attention. Where are you going?
I'm like 99% sure it was him.
So funny. He's a short king, though.
Yeah, I know. That's why we were like, he looks small.
He's a short king. It's got to be him. So he's like your height. Well, not quite. He's a little taller than you. What are you, 5'4"?
No.
5'3"?
I'm 5'2".
It
and a
keeps
half.
changing. I'm
between
pretty sure you
5'2"
said
and
5'3" to
5'3".
5'4".
I always say I'm 5'3" on a good day. I've never said I'm 5'4" because I'm
Mom's
not.
5'4".
Yes.
Because she's the tallest in the family,
Yes.
as we've learned.
Never in my life have I been 5'4" unless I'm wearing heels.
Oh.
Sometimes I forget that, like, because I'm like barely below average height. But like I usually wear like some sort of platform or something. So when I'm like wearing like Converse or Vans, I realize how tiny I feel.
Yeah. No.
Even Ted the other day, I was walking in a Target and he was like, "You look extra like tiny."
He's like, small
And
wife.
I was like, "That's because I'm not wearing heels."
He's like, what happened? You do wear heels like all the time too. So it's probably just become like the norm to him that you are about 2 inches taller.
Yeah.
Okay, Maddie, who's next on our list?
We're done talking about our love.
We have too many heartthrobs to get to.
Okay, so the next one I put on the list was Freddie Prinze Jr.,
Yeah.
who was in She's All That
Yes.
and Scooby-Doo.
Dude, that was a huge one, especially like we were a little younger whenever he was like in his like prime heartthrob era. But I definitely understand that one. And I just love the fact that Freddie Prinze Jr. is married to Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yes! They're still married.
It's such a cute pairing. They were both icons. Like, I mean, obviously they're still icons, but like in their prime of the 90s or whatever, they were like the like
and now they're
celebs.
Now they're just like a cute little family, and it's amazing.
I love it. And yeah, they're awesome. I don't know them, but they seem awesome. They just vibe. I love seeing like celebs just like, I don't know, they're just kind of living their lives and
they're just like us.
They're just like us, right?
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so I guess he's technically retired from acting, but I looked up to see like what he's been doing lately. And it seems like he's still doing acting because he does voice acting.
Oh,
so I'm like, that's still acting.
Yeah.
But also the article I read said he retired from acting.
They're like, voice acting doesn't count. Not a real actor. What?
He also wrote a cookbook.
What?
But yeah, I just was curious what he was up to.
He was like, here are snacks inspired from each movie I've been in. Scooby-Doo snacks. Sandwiches.
Oh my gosh. I like to think that like he's just this cute like stay-at-home dad who like makes all the meals, you know?
Love that. And that Sarah Michelle Gellar is actually a vampire slayer.
Yeah.
It's still active.
Still slaying those vampires.
It was a documentary.
It was actually a documentary.
Okay, you might not recognize this name, but you definitely will recognize this actor, Oliver James. You would know him best from What a Girl Wants or Raise Your Voice.
Oh.
And I just remember thinking like, this guy is so cute.
So cute.
He's like a musician, I believe, like in the movies, like both times.
Both times he's a musician. Hello.
So maybe I didn't do enough research to see like if he was like actually like a musician.
In real life, I'm assuming he might be.
Might be, yeah. But now is retired from entertainment and is like a psychotherapist. So that's all I could find on him. But it seems like they're just kind of also vibing.
He was such a cutie.
Such a cutie.
Yeah.
That was one where I wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna have the posters and things like that. But I'm like watching the movies and I'm like, oh,
you're like, I like this movie.
I'm
gonna watch it again.
I'm gonna watch this movie again. No reason.
For no reason. Which we'll talk about this on another episode, but Raise Your Voice is a movie we just need to like
break down.
We have to break down. And I'm gonna break down. Okay, next up I put Taylor Lautner.
Oh, yes, the epitome of teen heartthrob.
I'm trying to like, I feel like we definitely thought he was cute.
Oh, I was Team Jacob.
You were definitely, yeah.
I was all about it. I was delulu enough to think that like one day we'd like run in the same circles or something too. Which it wasn't not
that
a possibility
far out there. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I went to the same church as him.
Yes, we did. At one point we did. So it wasn't that far out there to think that, but
God had other plans, okay?
But the Lord had other plans, and he needed to marry another Taylor.
Yeah, because that's too cute that they're both Taylor squared. That's adorable.
He did that twice.
Yeah, dated a Taylor and married a Taylor.
What if he was specifically seeking that? My middle name's Taylor.
Your middle name is Taylor.
Could have been me.
You could have been the Taylor squared. It could have been you. I could have been. Her husband's in the room right now.
Literally. Imagine. I bet he greets her every day when he sees her and goes, "Where the hell you been, loca?"
You know what? Can I just say something about this specific heartthrob, Taylor Lautner? Is I feel like he has had such a great sense of humor, like being able to like look back on certain memes and iconic moments.
Yes.
And I think that's one of the reasons, like, he just seems like a genuinely good guy is what I'm trying to say, because I think it's part of the reason why he's like the only ex of Taylor Swift that she's like invited back to be a part of something.
Yeah. He just seems to have a good attitude about things.
Yes. And just having fun. And
he like doesn't care. Like he's like, whatever, yeah.
Yeah. I just think it's just really cool. Also, I want to watch this interview. I thought would be interesting because you don't think about this, but I believe it was a conversation that he was having with a family member, I think a sister, about like her time during his peak fame and like what that did to her life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I'm like, whoa, that's something you don't even think about with
Yeah.
like, especially like being a teen heartthrob.
Yeah.
Like girls are gonna be like clawing their way to like be close to your like
Yeah.
sibling. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's awful. Like to have that. Yeah. It doesn't get much bigger than that though.
Then a teen heartthrob.
Than Taylor Lautner and like during
during
peak
his
Twilight.
peak. What was that horrible movie he was in that was like an action movie?
I don't
Like
remember.
Abandoned.
Maybe
or
they don't
something?
want to remember either.
Abduction.
Abduction. I think that like it was right after all the Twilight movies, right? And I was
Yeah,
like, I
he
still
was trying
like
to find
him, and
himself.
yeah, I was like, I'm gonna watch this, and I was like, not your fault, not your fault.
Not his fault.
I like this one. Maddie wrote this one down. It says the guy who played the oldest brother in Cheaper by the Dozen. His real name is Tom Welling, and his character's name was Charlie Baker. So yeah, but Tom Welling, that was one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was more looking at like, especially Cheaper by the Dozen too. I was already looking at a young Taylor Lautner.
Taylor Lautner, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, he's cute, and the other one's too old for me. But looking back, I get
Yeah.
that one. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I just had to throw it in there. Came to my mind. But
a good one.
I didn't know his name. And I think he's still acting that. So good for him.
Let's go.
Pop off.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, pop off. Like it's hard to be like active in the industry and like keep a career going for that long.
Mm-hmm. I had to write down Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Oh, Angus Thongs and Perfect Snogging.
Changed me.
For real. There was a lot
Changed
of
my
movies.
life.
I had a lot of celeb
Changed my
crushes.
life more than High School Musical.
You know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Aaron Taylor Johnson did something more, made my heart throb more.
Made the throb more. Made more throb.
Oh, so can we talk about that? That's just a terrible. The more I say it over and over, you're like heart throb. I'm like, you throb. Ugh. Maybe it's just
I'm throbbing over here.
it's too much. It's too much. But that
No.
movie, like Your Love is Ultraviolet.
Oh my gosh. We've talked about this already because we did a deep dive on that movie. But like, if you didn't listen to that, just know.
You know what it is too? Okay, the actress that plays
Georgia.
her character more is like a casual girl next door and not the hot one.
Yes. She
Which-
wasn't like this, like
Vanessa
she felt relatable. Like
Yes.
Vanessa Ann Hudgens is like
she's like gorgeous.
gorgeous,
Yeah.
stunning. Like
Yeah.
most people don't look like that.
Yes. Yeah. 1000%.
Whereas like Georgia looks like she is beautiful, but it feels like a less movie star beautiful. You know what I mean?
It
Like the
feels like-
classic.
Yeah. It
like,
feels like
I
I
don't
could,
know.
like what I'm trying to say is when you watch that movie, you're like, I could date Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yeah. You know who she's married to, right? In real life, we've talked about this.
Yes. Who again? I forget.
Ron Weasley.
Yes.
Yeah,
So cute.
I know. I love that.
Why is it so cute to see like actor couples that are like together for a long time?
I know. It's amazing.
It's just really sweet. I don't
Yeah.
know why specifically that. Like, I think because
It's an industry where you see a lot of like people
yes.
getting divorced,
Yes.
being cheated on, cheating
Yes.
scandals. Like,
So when you do see like couples like standing the test of time,
yeah. And like acting is such like an interesting field of work to be in because you're actively like seeing your spouse like have romantic scenes or like having these like, I don't know, like into what feels very intimate and it's
Totally.
meant to like be portrayed that way.
and evoke emotions in other people. Yeah.
Yes. And so it's like I feel like
It has
that'd
to
be
be believable,
so
yeah.
hard. That'd be so
Yeah.
difficult. But like what I'm saying is like they purposely put people together to have chemistry.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that like a lot of cheating happens.
They'll just matchmaking them.
Because they're basically matchmaking is what's happening.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I mean, that's literally what happened with Angelina Jolie and Brad
It's
Pitt.
like the big one of our time.
Yeah.
That was everywhere.
It's crazy. Anyways.
Ethan and Ariana also met on a movie set. Movies.
We can't talk about
people.
SpongeBob again.
too much SpongeBob talk around here.
All right. What's up next, Meg?
Okay, we can't not talk about Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Even if he was a little bit before our time, I was still very aware of him.
Yeah.
He was everywhere. He was the it guy. He was
He
the
was
it boy. And I remember first seeing him on a show called Home Improvement.
Home Improvement.
And
The
he was
Lion
also
King.
The Lion King. He was the voice of young Simba.
Uh-huh.
He also was a very popular movie that we loved, The Tangerine Bear.
I forgot about that.
JTT voicing the Tangerine Bear.
What was the other big movie he was in? He was in another movie.
There was a Christmas movie that Jonathan Taylor Thomas was in where he acted alongside Jessica Biel. I'll Be Home for Christmas. Do you remember this one?
Yes. Yes.
He was cute with that one. He had like short hair. Yeah.
That one sounds fun.
And I think he was supposed to be like college age at the time. But like after that, like he really took a step back from acting. And Maddie did some research to see what she could find where he went man of the house.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. There is not much out there about him. He just like basically like after all that, he was like, I just want to be a normal person. He apparently went to Harvard and Columbia.
Go off.
There have been like no pictures of him. There was like pictures maybe like 5 years ago, like him walking some dogs. And then more recently, like in December this last year, there was some rare photos of him that were taken. And he's just walking around drinking a coffee, but like he's just living his life. I don't really know what he does like for work or if he just has money that he like did really good job like saving and investing and is just living off that. But I don't know. He just seems to be living his life.
I love that. It also goes to show like how far the, I guess I could say, obsession goes with these heartthrobs that like now, like 30 years later, people are still like intrigued and interested. Yeah, like where are you? Where are they now? What are you doing? Like you will forever like have that title even if you step out of the light.
Yeah.
Like
and
of the spotlight.
I feel like that's why he stepped out. So basically he said like I've been working since I was 8.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to like a break.
He's like, I'm retired. Okay.
Yeah. So don't blame him. But yeah, it's very, very interesting.
All right, let's rapid fire a few more heartthrobs. Penn Badgley, of course. Madi put specifically the Easy A era. That was like the peak, would you say?
I would say it was his peak because, I mean, we didn't watch Gossip Girl growing up. I watched it like later.
Because obviously I guess that would be like, you know, probably the true peak. But for us, seeing Easy A, I was like, yeah, that's a cutie.
I feel like he was more like a man in Easy A. That's
yeah, that's true, yeah. He was a full heartthrob, not a teen heartthrob.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger, rest
10
in
Things
peace.
I Hate About You.
10 Things I Hate About You. So good.
I also thought about putting Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
No, the other actor that plays, hold on.
But I was like, he was more like boyish charm rather than like.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
Did I miss somebody?
I saw the actor that played Joey in 10 Things I Hate About You on some heartthrob list. Andrew Keegan is the actor's name. I had to look it up. But
yes.
I saw he made a few lists online.
Yes. So
that movie had a few heartthrobs in it.
Full of them.
I'm telling you, the more you say that word, the weirder it is. And then finally, at least for now, because there are honestly so many. Like we mentioned Corbin Bleu from High School Musical. I saw another list mention Omarion. And I would never think of that singer as like a heartthrob because I think of them more like teeny bopper. You know,
yeah, me too. I saw one that had Genuine.
Genuine?
Yeah.
when did Pony come out? How old were they?
I don't know.
Why do I imagine like a 30-year-old man like singing that song?
How old is Genuine?
But Hayden Christensen, who played Anakin.
Annie.
I can't with when he had the little rat tail with the little braid.
Had one.
We can't forget what he did to those kids though. So acting like it's actually him. He was. He dated some like other big celebrities too. I feel like of course he did.
Rachel Bilson.
That's who it was.
He was married to Rachel Bilson, or they weren't married, but they were together for 10 years.
Yes, because I got really into the OC this last year because I'd never seen
marriage. No, I'm just kidding.
What'd you say?
I said common law marriage.
That's how long they were together. Did they have kids together?
They starred in the movie Jumper together.
Yes, I forgot about that movie.
Oh my god!
It was like a guy who had like the ability just like to like jump or like like teleport places, but couldn't control where they went.
Time
right?
travel, right, or something.
Not time travel, but like could just move to different be teleported places.
Science fiction action. As a young man capable of teleporting as he's chased by a secret society intent on killing him.
A secret
Samuel L.
society.
Jackson's in the movie too.
Is Samuel L.
Anna
Jackson?
Sophia Robb.
What?
What?
Where is she? That's what I want to know.
She got married like a couple
loved
years ago.
Anna Sophia Robb.
I know. I loved her too.
I just feel like I don't know. She's just so fab.
I know.
Great style and
Everything.
yeah.
Everything.
Anyways, this was basically an episode of us just frothing at the mouth. No, it's so fun to like talk about these like heartthrobs and where they are now. And it was really such like an era, like being able to have and talk about like your early celeb crushes was such a
So
special
good.
time
Yeah.
period. And being able to even go as far as to have like posters of them up in your locker or in your room. And it was just I feel like heartthrobs were such a fun and like safe way to be able to like start expressing like your feelings and like figuring out the emotions of like having crushes.
Oh
and
yeah.
It was just such a unique time period of our lives. And it's also crazy to me, like we said, the heartthrobs once you're a heartthrob forever.
For life.
For life. And it's cool to see that kind of, coming back with the Timmys and the Jacobs of the world
The
now.
Timmys. Little Tim.
But now we don't just have heartthrobs. This is another rant. We got daddies now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I feel like the teen heartthrob or the heartthrob era is like different now.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, daddy energy is kind of the thing.
It really is.
But
Which,
I don't know.
I don't know if we have
I don't know
time
how
to
I
get
feel
into
about
that.
I don't know how I feel about that.
We all got daddy
Anyways.
issues. That's what it says.
Someone has daddy issues.
Thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Fuzzy Pod. And of course, for sending in all of your submissions to us this week.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to leave us a rating and review. It really helps us. And leave us a comment. We want to hear about your favorite teen heartthrob.
We will see you next week. Bye.